inadequate.
Okay. What you're asking about is a very common Westerner's question. For some reason, it never comes up in Asia. But in the West, they have the idea that, hey, if I stop doing what I'm told to do and enjoying myself, I'll never start doing that stuff again, ever. That please don't teach me to be happy, because if I'm happy, I will stop performing altogether and I'll never do anything I'm told to do ever again.
Exactly. So what exactly this is my dilemma. I'm not going to be functioning in life.
Well, be now recognize that that's a delusional thought, and that is one of the lies that you tell yourself to give yourself permission to continue to be hard on yourself, to be critical on yourself, when in fact you could be nurturing instead. And you can be even more productive, or at least just as productive. In other words, if you're doing a particular little task and you don't particularly like it, then you would rather get finished with the task than do it well. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that same task and you really like it and you're really intricate at it and you're really taking a look because you like what you're doing, then when you do finish it, you're completely satisfied with it, and you felt good while you were doing it and you felt good after you did it, as opposed to doing it and not doing it well in the first place, and then you're dissatisfied with it, but at least I'm finished.
Yeah.
Now, that's your choice. Right then and there, both of those have to do with an attitude. And when you have a bad attitude, you do a bad job. And when you have a good attitude, you do a good job because you like what you're doing
All
and you're
right.
gaining the skills of doing it rather than gaining the skill of avoiding doing the work.
It's
And
almost
so
like
basically, what's happening is inside that we have a dialogue that says, do what you're told to do, followed by another kind of thought moment that's part of that dialogue that is the feeling of, and it's not a voice, but it's a feeling of, I don't want to do it. You see that in your own self often, that you'll think of something to do, and then you don't do it, you'll have a bad feeling instead.
exactly.
So, mhm, exactly. That's the pattern that we're about to interrupt. Is because you've got to see that pattern. To see the pattern of you telling yourself to do something, followed by the bad feeling that is not about to do what it's told to do.
Okay, then I'm starting to like ask myself to to do it. Not even I'm not telling myself, I'm just offering it to myself, saying it can be beneficial if you do this. So there is that
Right. You're
dialogue.
trying to talk yourself into doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that also
Instead of, okay, so here's an example. Let me give you this example. The young, because students come to me with this one and it's brilliant. He's watching YouTube, whatever, doesn't matter. He's just watching the internet, he's watching YouTube, and the thought comes, you ought to be meditating. Followed by the feeling, I don't want to do that. I want to watch the video. A couple of
Mhm.
mind moments later, you want to be meditating. And then it begins to feel bad. No, I don't want to do that. I want to watch the video. And while this guy's having that dialogue, he's not watching the video. He's not meditating. He's doing what he's always doing. He's repeating his old pattern.
Mhm. Mhm.
Another thing to do when waking up is when we have the thought, oh, you ought to be meditating, the immediate next response is, oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. The
I
gratitude sets in.
I think I
The
almost
joy.
have it. I have this like I have this like better ways of talking to myself now. Like there's more compassion in it instead of a, like command, but there's still
But it's
this.
still motivating to do something
Yeah, and
rather
it's
than to motivate to feel really good right now instead. Because if you can motivate yourself to feel really good for a while, then when the motivation to go do something, you say, yeah, ready to go. Yeah, I can handle that. Yeah, that's a good thought. I'm glad I thought of that. Before you'd think of it and then not do it and feel bad. Then think of it again and not do it and feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to interrupt that process and just merely working on, never mind, there's nothing to do, just enjoy yourself and really feel good. And while you're feeling really good, then the thought, oh, you ought to go do that, the answer is, yeah, I can handle that. And then I go do it, and I'm doing it joyfully. Because we've come out of the habit of go do it, no, I don't want to. Go do it, no, I don't want to. Because you spend most of your time, let us say, arranging for transportation without actually arranging for transportation. You're just thinking about you ought to do it, and then you don't.
Yeah, and I kind of like pre-plan it, what I need, what I would want to do, reach out to this person, reach out, go there. So there are steps that are involved, and they're useful steps.
There's no end to the number of jobs that you will give yourself to do.
That I would rather not do any jobs.
Well, then tell yourself that and say, hey, lay off. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to enjoy myself. And that part of the mind says, yeah, let's have a ball. Let's just enjoy the moment. There's nothing to do and no place to go. Not a task needs to be done right now. In other words, what we begin to do is take the importance out of our life. There's nothing really important enough to make you feel bad. You're the king here. You're the emperor of your own pile of dirt. Why don't you sit on top of your pile of dirt and just enjoy being on top of the world? Why do you have to climb your way to the top of the world? Why are you buried under all of this dirt of stuff you've got to do when you could just sit on top of the world? Fine, I don't need any of that. I don't have to arrange transportation right now. I'll do that when I feel like it.
Yeah, and this will never happen because I don't ever feel
Well,
like.
it is if you feel really good, then you will feel good about doing it later. You'll feel
Yeah.
you'll get yeah, you'll do it when you get around to feeling good about it. You'll do it when you feel good. And then you feel good. And now you can do it because you feel good. Before you told yourself to do it, no, I'm not going to do it. I feel bad. Do it. No, you don't do it, but I'm going to feel bad instead. Almost like guilty. There's several
Yeah.
feelings that we associate with that. One is rebellion,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
also followed by guilt.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other side of you tell yourself to do it and then you go do it, but you don't like it. So now you're being a dumb animal, a draft animal,
Mm-hmm.
doing what you're told to do, but not getting the results of doing it. You're not enjoying what you're doing. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
it because you were told to do it, right? And
Yes.
so that leads to remorse and the feeling of wanting to get even or wanting revenge. These are the kind of feelings that we associate with this dialogue of the critical parent telling the child to go do something and the child rebels. He's either going to do it or not do it, but in both cases, he's going to find ways to feel bad about it. And so now I introduce you to a new kind of OK corral. And we'll talk about OK corrals. The OK corral means that there's actually four quadrants, two at the top and two at the bottom, or maybe we could say two on the left and two on the right, like this, okay? And basically, there's a line that's cut like window panes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the left and the right side, is the issue: are you going to do it, or are you not going to do it? Let's say that you're sitting in your car, tooling down the road, and you hear that the tire is flat and so you pull off on the side of the road, and now you've got to make a decision. Are you going to change the tire or not? It's a decision time. Got to decide whether you're going to do it or not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime there's going to come along. Are you going to arrange transportation or not? You're either
Mm-hmm.
going to do it or not going to do it. That's the choice that we always make. But now, on the top or the bottom, is how we feel. Are you going to feel bad or are you going to feel good? And you can feel good and do it, or you can feel good and not do it. Or you can take the common way, and that is that you make a choice. Are you going to do it and feel bad, or are you going to not do it and feel bad? So you have two choices to make, not just one. It's not a choice of are you going to do it or not. It's a choice of how are you going to feel, whether you do it or not. And the answer is in the beginning, we learn to feel good by not doing it and really feel good not doing it. And then we can take that feeling good into the doing it without having to change our feelings about it.
I don't
The
see that so
intention
much.
is to get our feelings good, to feel on top of the world, not buried under it. Become the lion, become the winner, not the victim of the work that you choose to do.
All right, I get the part of feeling good, but it's really hard to carry it too. I feel, all right, yeah, there's only one way to say it. I feel it's hard to carry the feeling into doing it.
Uh-huh. Well, basically what you're saying is that there's a deeper feeling than these things that I mentioned. Those are reactions to it. But
Yeah.
there's another feeling deeper than that, and that deeper feeling is the feeling of being a frightened little girl, of being afraid that if you don't do what you're told to do, you're going to get punished. So there's a fear element in it. That's why the dumb animal does what it's told to do, is because it's fear of uh,
Mm-hmm.
retaliation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
And
Yes.
so we have to actually, part of the feeling good is to remove that fear. The fact is that you can feel good even if you don't arrange for the transportation in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So why
And
do we choose to feel bad for 5 minutes and then arrange for the transportation when we could have felt good and then spent 5 minutes feeling good and arranged for the transportation? The answer is because we're afraid. We keep seeing, I've got to get that transportation done. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Oh, wow, things are really terrible if I don't do it. That this is important. I've got to get that done, right? We pick up that kind of habit of urgency when we're children, making things urgent when in fact things are not urgent. The world has been spinning along without you before it met you. It'll get along without you whether you're worried or not.
okay, so what would be if I don't see that? If I don't see the sphere right written out right there, I know that it's there. I just don't see it. Is that a red? Is that how?
Yes, but if you say, never mind, there's no problems here, there's no fear, it's okay to nurture yourself by telling yourself that there is really nothing to fear. Allow yourself to come to a state where you can actually relax without fear, that you can actually feel safe. This is something that you need to actually practice. It's a skill to be developed, is the skill of feeling safe, because you don't feel safe.
No, I almost start almost yelling at myself inside that I'm okay. Like I'm getting impatient with myself.
Hmm.
I'm saying this. I'm okay.
Instead of looking at what's really going on first. In other words, you're just repeating affirmations, or now you've changed the critical thinking of, damn it, you ought to feel good. Why do you feel bad? And
Exactly.
really, what we need to do instead is look at how we feel. Look at really what's going on inside. And what's going on inside at that point is that you feel fear, you feel reluctant. And so you can
Mhm.
then nurture yourself and say, it's okay, you don't have to feel reluctant. You don't have to feel like everything is dangerous. Everything, in fact, in this moment right now is not dangerous. Putin is not knocking on your door right now. He's not.
I
He's
know.
not there.
Those dangers are like
But
this.
wow, as soon as I say that, Putin really starts knocking on a whole lot of doors and a whole lot of minds. But the reality is there's no real Putin knocking on a real door, so why do we feel like Putin's knocking on our door? It's imaginary. It doesn't exist. And yet you feel that it's real. Reality is right now, you're safe. Allow yourself to feel safe right now. Take a few deep. Yeah, I saw you do it. Take another deep breath.
That's
I can
like
just feel safe right now.
that is literally my whole day. My whole day of breathing. I am not kidding. It's about 50 to 100 times a day. And in the end, I go into, I'm so sick of it
Uh,
already. When
yeah, so let yourself just feel relaxed and comfortable 50 times a day. That's a new good habit to build up. That's a whole lot better than 150 times a day of feeling bad, thinking of arranging for transportation, and then feeling bad, which is a sequence that you're even more in the habit of, and start developing these new habits so that everything's okay, everything's fine. I'll get around to doing that arranging for transportation when I'm ready, when I feel like it. Right now, I'm interested in getting myself to feel good enough to actually do it happily without a fear at all. Because, in fact, I can imagine that sometimes arranging transportation is terrifying, especially when you try to arrange it, doesn't work. You try another way to arrange it, it doesn't work. You try to make it another arrangement, and all of a sudden we're terrified with all this failure. Instead of just having a toy to play with. Oh, it didn't work that way. Let me turn it this way. Oh, it didn't work that way. Oh, I see now. And it's all about attitude. This is the whole idea then, is we've got to change the way we see things. And the way that I invite you is to see that fear and recognize that you can operate safely because there's really nothing to be afraid of. Even if you don't arrange for the transportation, it's probably not going to mean that you get stabbed or starved to death or grow old prematurely. Nothing's disaster, and yet we treat every little thing like a disaster if we don't do it. Because when we were children, we were taught to feel like it's a disaster because little kids don't want to do stuff. And so parents make sure that you do it, and doing and getting the kid to do what you tell him to do is far more important than how that child feels about it. And so the child winds up developing feelings in childhood that then we carry over that makes our life dirty. When in fact nothing's important. Nothing is really that important to care about.
Okay, well, this is one aspect, right? So this is like the fear based. Now, another is probably another fear is when I do feel good and I am in my positive thinking and I am in my future thinking. It's always a future that's positive. There's good
Right,
thoughts.
that's because you let that mind kind of run away instead of intentionally having good thoughts about how nice things are right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, and now when I'm in that future in that positive mode, right? I feel like I cannot do it. I should not be doing it. I need to feel right now like I'm ordering myself not to feel this because this is again dangerous that it might not happen. Why do I even think about it? Because I need to bring myself into feeling good right now. So
Well, that's
even
a really interesting question. Why do you order yourself around to do anything?
I don't want to allow myself to be happy, because those thoughts,
Well,
as if it's not.
yeah, but basically the real issue is that it's an old habit. And so there are three things that we have to take into consideration. And the first thing that for the consideration for a victim is that they have to have permission to feel good,
Yeah.
because we've never been able to feel good just because we had permission to feel good, that we've always had to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, look at how much earning it you've been getting, and you haven't gotten the payoff. All of that earning and earning and earning and earning and earning, and no payoff. And so now, when I'm offering you the payoff, you say, wait a minute, I've got to do some more earning before I can get paid. I've got to
Mm-hmm.
earn my keep, earn my living. And I'm telling you now, it's okay for you to start taking the credit for what you've already done. Start becoming satisfied that you've gotten yourself to this point in your life. Be happy that you've gotten yourself here. You've been quite successful at coming up to this present moment and survived it. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people died. They didn't make it here now. So congratulate yourself for that, and along with it, giving yourself permission to take credit for all the stuff that got you here.
How do I do this? Do I literally say to myself, I'm permitting?
I'm okay now. I got here. I made it. I got here. I don't have to do anything right now. I don't have to go anyplace in order to be here now. I'm already here now. I don't have to do anything to get here now. I'm already here now. This is it. We're here. We've arrived at the station. Why get back on the train?
Okay, so if my if my thoughts of the future are so pleasant, do I still say my do I still not allow myself, or do I actually allow myself to dream? Like, do I permit myself to feel that, or
Okay, this allow yourself and whatnot, that is very telling. You are really, really using the language that fits without knowing it. It's actually the issue is this critical mind has to stop being the boss that gives you the allowance.
yeah? So how do I do this?
That you could just go do what you want to do and tell the critical parent to either be quiet or nurture. That what you need is a peanut gallery, not a boss.
A what gallery?
A peanut gallery.
What is
Someone
that?
to cheer you on. Yeah, Hannah did it great that time. That's beautiful. Wow, what a performance this is.
Gallery.
Okay. You need to give yourself permission to be okay who you are right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of judging it constantly. You're constantly judging your behavior. This is all critical, and you need to start nurturing your mind. And when we talk about it, what you've been doing instead is ordering yourself to be nurtured rather than allowing that critical parent ego state to turn to the other kind of parent, which is the nurturing mommy, the one who's goo goo gaga, oh, what a beautiful baby this is. Sing yourself lullabies, take care of yourself. This is the permission that you need. You need to have the permission to stop having a boss and to have someone who's going to nurture you and take care of you instead.
Is that a part of growing up? Like,
Yes, that's part of the growing up. That is, in fact, the part of the growing up, because really what we're doing now is we're actually becoming an adult rather than stuck in a dialogue between a parent and a child. This is all about growing up. I can't think of a better way of saying it, except for perhaps the one that really confuses people when we talk about Sila Bhatta Paramasa and all of the rules and the society and everything like that. And then I say the teaching of the Buddha is all about morality. That's all it is. It's just a moral teaching. And basically, the morality is that clean up your mind, clean up your room, and you'll have a nice place to live. You leave it dirty, and it's going to be difficult to live there.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and you've got a boss in that room, and you can let that boss retire.
My God, I almost feel like I need like a ritual of like of I don't know, is there any kind of ritual to like let it go instead of just constantly?
Many times let it go over and over and over. See that critical mind and say, wow, I have permission to be okay right now. I'm okay right now. For this moment, I'm relaxed. It's okay to do that. You have permission to finally relax. Because right now, you can think of the only job that we've got to do is to stop being critical. That's the only job there is to stop being critical so that you can finally receive the results that you have been promised your whole life but not allowed yourself to have. Now you have permission to take the prize.
It's almost a like a I don't see the prize.
Here's the prize. Let me show it to you.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's the prize. There you go. You've got the prize right now. You got it. That's the prize. You just allowed yourself to have the prize.
Nothing. No, like no ways of talking to myself. You did this. When you've been there. You can do this. You can like listing your accomplishments does not help with it. Just this relaxation. That's the
Well, I'm
prize.
not talking. You did it. Okay, here's the point. When you list accomplishments, that's critical mind. When you
Oh,
lump it all together and says, "Hey, you did a wonderful job," then that's nurturing.
okay, so just oh my god, what? Like, what? You know what? You don't want any like details? How you got here? You just okay?
I'm okay. I finally arrived. I do not have to rehearse and remember every window pane or every frame of the movie or every thing that passed by on the train. You do not have to keep track of everything that happened. All you have to do is just you've arrived at your station. Rest. Another example, which is in fact the same thing. Have you ever heard of Pilgrim's Progress?
A what progress?
Pilgrim's Progress. I think
Um,
it's yeah, it's a novel out of the Middle Ages or something. I think it was written by Dante or someone. I should look it up. But
mhm.
anyway, Pilgrim's Progress. Think about it. You know what a pilgrim is?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's one who is going to visit a holy site with some idea of gaining.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens when the pilgrim gets to the holy site? What happens when he gets to that place?
He stops and looks around.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, in fact, he enjoys being in the holy place that was his destination. That's one way to do it. But maybe he does it only for a short time, a year or so, and then he starts thinking about other holy sites.
Yes. Yes.
And so he gets up and he goes back on pilgrimage again, when in fact he was already home. He was
Mhm.
already in the holy place. Well, guess what? Right here, right now is the holy place. And all you have to do is to come home to be here right now, be in that holy place, and now you don't have to be a pilgrim anymore. You have arrived. And so give yourself credit for that. Give yourself permission for having arrived at doing a good job. What is the good job you've done? Getting off the train. And it doesn't matter where you got off the train. The fact is that you got off the train for the moment. Give yourself credit for getting off the train. That you're here now. Knowing that you're likely, when you're not thinking about it clearly, that you go back into ordinary mind, you're going to jump back on the train again. The question is, can then you remember to get off the train? That you're at the station, you're in the holy place, you can get off this train. There's no place to go now. You're arrived, you're at home.
So, so if you even if you're literally on the if you even if you're literally moving towards something new in life, right? like a new place of living.
Yeah, why? But why does we have to have the idea that we have to keep marching forward on the go, on getting better and better, and we never actually enjoy where we are? Striving,
Yeah. Yeah, why do we do that?
because if you strive hard enough, then you'll get the reward that you could have had already without striving.
That's dumb.
You have my permission to see how dumb that is.
It's just so incredibly stupid.
Our whole society is built on that, isn't it? So the whole society is stupid, but you don't have to be. You can actually get off the train and enjoy a moment.
Yeah, it feels very light right now. Like this whole, just you saying this.
Well, you've heard me now. You can say this again. Everything's all right. Everything is fine. No place to go. You have permission to get off the train and just relax for a little while, knowing that you'll probably, when you stop enjoying yourself, some thought will come up. You'll get back on the train again, and off you go. But guess what? Next time you'll remember to get off the train again, and then you can relax again. Allow yourself little moments of time when you can really relax and feel good.
And then I imagine my life is like, it's like, oh, beach and sunshine. that's that's where I am.
Sunshine and lollipops, rainbows and everything,
Yeah, rainbows,
whiskers on kittens,
horns,
bright
and
yellow roses, and warm yellow mittens. Everything is in this moment. Allow this moment to be marvelous.
I'm feeling lightheaded again.
I know, isn't that marvelous? To allow yourself that you can feel good.
Yeah. There's no
You
danger.
have my permission to really feel good.
This is so sad that I didn't know that before. Why is it so?
Now, now there's that regret again. Just enjoy this moment. You don't have to go fix the past with your knowledge. You can leave the past and say, I can at least enjoy this moment. You don't have to repair the past. You got here. Whatever you did in the past was good enough to get you right here, right now. Say, thank you very much, Mr. Past. I appreciate your transportation. Trottle on wherever you're going. You got me to the present moment, and that's all we need. I'm here now.
Yeah. I mean, this is beautiful.
And you can remind yourself how beautiful this is and say, hey, I remember. And then I say, yeah, I know how to feel good. I remember doing it just yesterday. I
So,
remember doing it 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I can feel good again. I know how to do that.
so double checking. I can permit myself to dream.
You can permit yourself to feel good.
You feel good. All right, by by being
You can
yeah,
feel safe and secure.
yeah.
You don't have to elevate it up to the level people put it and call it fearless. No. Okay, that's got some other energy to it. We're just looking for just safe and secure. Don't have to take care of a thing. The house is not burning down. Ants are not crawling up my leg. I don't have any snakes on the floor. Everything is okay. Everything is all right. Not a worry in the world. I can sit comfortable, relaxed, and be satisfied with this present moment. This moment's good enough. It really is good enough.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it marvelous? It's really good enough. This is what we call satisfaction. Good enough. This is a skill to be developed. Get yourself into that state of satisfaction over and over and over again. I'm satisfied now. Good
Mm-hmm.
enough. Ever what I've done in the past have gotten me to this present moment, and ever what is happening in the future, all I have to do is feel good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Having one wholesome thought after another after another. This feels good. My, what a wonderful day. No place to go, nothing to do. Everything's going my way. Zippity doo dah.
Can I?
Yay.
Is it useful to please ask yourself, can I feel good right now? Can I have this dialogue in me, like when I go into like
Notice that you got into a lot of questions and wanting, and
yeah,
now you're in a different state.
yeah, exactly. It's already
So
changed.
now that you wake up to that, you can say, hey, just a minute ago, I felt really good. And I can feel good again. And I don't have to worry about the future.
Yeah,
The future will
it's
take care of itself. All I have to do is just feel good right now.
I know, right? It's like I have to unsqueeze my like this tension and let go.
And just relax, right? Literally, you don't have a care in the world right now.
No.
No, not a care in the world. Everything's okay right now. Let's enjoy that. I don't even have to make sure that I feel like this later because I know I will. I feel so good that I know that I can feel good later too. I don't have to fix it.
Yeah, it's like a project. If you look at it, to feel good is like a project. But then it's not, because I'm
Yeah,
just
this present moment is not a project. This present moment is enjoyable. Just enjoy this present moment. The next present moment will take care of itself. All we need to do is to remember that we can enjoy that moment too.
I almost need to know what the indication that I feel good. Do I smile when I feel good? Like I need to like notice what's my inside feels like when I feel
Well,
good.
notice what your inside feels right now while you're feeling good. Because you feel good right now and you know it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
inspect that too and get a load of how good you feel. Wow, this feels really good. Wow. Oh, wow, it feels good. Everything's okay. Not a care in the world. And so cultivate that and look at it and recognize you can feel good. This is what feeling good feels like. I do feel secure right now.
Yeah.
Nothing is dangerous at all. Isn't that marvelous that I can feel safe and comfortable and secure in this moment? Because I can think of all kinds of things to be afraid of, but I can't think of one of them right now. Not a one.
The only thing is like I hope this video is helpful for others. Why are we recording this? This
We
is
are
what
recording it.
I know. And I'm feeling I hope this is useful for others too.
Well, that's nice of you, but it would be a whole lot nicer rather than I wish everybody would feel happy and I don't, which is
Yeah,
what
that's
a lot of people practice. Now you're saying, hey, well, I wish that other people could feel as good as I feel right now. And that's metta. You got to share this joy with others.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now. I get a really good kick out of watching you get a good kick out of watching that I giving you a good kick. Mutually agreeable.
Seriously. It's like mind blowing. You know? It's like beautiful and it's really magical.
Well, if we use magical in a wholesome way,
Yeah, yeah.
rather than magic that we can't have and can't do. But we can enjoy the magic. We can enjoy the serendipity. We can't control it, but we can feel good.
All right.
Real spiritual power is the power to enjoy what you can see because you're looking. And magical power is when you want to be able to control something when you can't even control your own desire for wanting magical power.
Yeah. Wow, that's a way. That's a new way of. Wow, it's like, oh, it's a lot of happening in my brain right now.
Uh huh. Well, think of it in the sense of I can be wholesome, have wholesome thoughts. Wholesome thoughts is everything is okay right now. I've got all the power I need, the power of observation, the power to be here now. That's real power. And boy, do I feel powerful. Which is actually a lot of the issue with that permission is
Mm.
the potency that goes along with that, that you begin to feel powerful.
I'm not there yet. Like
No,
that.
but you're on your way. I mean, you were feeling pretty powerful a moment ago until I mentioned it, and then all of a sudden you got scared, and now you're feeling powerful again.
Because because powerful has a different meaning and it has a different concept.
I know. That's why I'm redefining the word completely for you. Power is something people want because they feel powerless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you don't want any power, that's real power. Is to be satisfied with the way things are.
Yeah.
The power of observation, the power of seeing things the way they really are. This is real power. Be here now is real power because it gives you the feeling and security of power. You're feeling secure, you're feeling safe, you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling confident, and you're feeling successful. Along with that successfulness is something extra that we can also use the word wealth rather than power. A lot of people are seeking wealth because they think that wealth is money.
Mhm.
No, real wealth is also a kind of power in the sense that you give it away. Wealthy means that you've got so much joy, so much presence of mind that you just naturally share it with others. But the reason that I do this with the internet is because I am wealthy with the Dhamma. I've got to give it away. There's just too much of this good stuff laying there for me to just use it as a doormat. Or
Yeah,
a flying carpet occasionally.
and you're doing such a good job in this. Like you know how to approach.
Well, over years of teaching, one develops a few skills here and there.
Yeah.
May you have those skills. May you pay close attention, pick up those skills, and go about being delightful to other people.
It's funny because I can be delightful to other people. I cannot be delightful. Like it's harder for me to be
You
delightful
be
to
you if
myself.
you are delightful with yourself, then the delight actually becomes natural and even better. Yes, you can be delightful to other people. You know how to do that. So now use that skill to become delightful for yourself inside, and then you will be even more delightful more often and more skilled at it when you are delightful with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
With other people, it's easier to see. It's easier to do, I guess. Yeah, it's easier to give the attention instead of myself within myself. This is so.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
new.
when you're gushing with enthusiasm, that rubs off on people.
Yeah, yeah.
That you can, in fact, you can walk into any store and deal with a service clerk. And when
Mm-hmm.
you leave, she'll either be the way that she was when you came in, or she'll be worse off, or she can be much happier. That's up to you. If you go and give her a great big smile and say, "Hi, I'm really glad to see you again," which is what I do generally the first thing that I say, and that brightens everybody's day when I say, "Wow, I'm glad to see you again."
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole lot better than "How are you?" Like as if, that's a normal introduction ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Changing that ritual around to, "Wow, I'm really glad to see you," and people feel like that. So this is the way that you want to treat people, as if you're really glad to see them. And then they become really glad to see you, and there that gladness is rubbing right off. But you got to gladden your own mind first before you can go around being a glad mouth
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
or a
right.
gladiator. I like the word gladiator.
Yeah, that's another way of interpreting it. The gladiator. Ah, thank you, Dhammarato.
Yes, this has been a really nice time. I really enjoyed this time with you. This has been great.
This has been so helpful. Again, I feel very lucky, and
So
um,
do I. I
yes,
am so lucky that I met that Indian or that Thai in India, that Thai monk who says you got to go see Bhikkhu Buddhadasa, and I did.
and
Best
that,
decision, best thing I ever did was show up at Wat Suan Mok.
yeah,
Very fortunate. And so that feeling of appreciation and fortune, that word fortune there again, now I have that wealth. I do have that fortune. And so I'm out sharing it. So you are fortunate.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Here I am out there giving it away, and you can learn to give it away too. Soon you'll have so much joy you can't help but give it away.
But you start with yourself, and this is the
And get your mind together. That's right. So that they can't bother you anymore, that you're on top of this world. You're the boss here, and you can feel the way you want to feel. You don't have to feel the way they want you to feel. You can feel the way you want to feel. You don't have to feel the way you're telling yourself to feel. You can feel
mhm.
the way you want to feel.
Yeah, it's like uncovering another aspect of myself. In yeah, in the process of growing up, it's wow, it's
I'm surprised any child gets through it. And in a way, we are all failures at growing up.
yeah.
Because so few of us actually grow up to be completely free. All of us are still children inside, going around doing what we're told to do and resenting it.
Yeah, 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 I agree. It's really hard to, it's impossible to meet someone on the same level of energy, I guess, or I don't know. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
I
You
appreciate it.
you probably heard the expression that, "Oh, he listens to a different drummer drumming." Have you ever heard an expression like that?
Not
Or
particularly,
he
but
follows his own drummer or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Hmm.
follow the drum beat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what that really means is society is nothing but a great big drum line, and everybody's banging in tune, and everybody's getting along, and everybody who doesn't have a drum is at least twiddling their fingers in time with the drum, which means
Hmm.
you're going along to get along. You're doing what you're told to do. You're drumming the way everybody else is drumming. And the Buddha says, "Hey, man, wake up to that. You need to stop listening to that drum because that drum's making everybody unhappy and ferocious, and everybody's banging on their drum louder and louder and louder to be heard. And all they're getting is sore fingers,
Hmm.
mentally sore fingers." By
Mm-hmm.
keep beating the drums when we don't have to.
Is there anything as a reminder for yourself? Is that only thinking that like is there only reminding the sati that you use, or do you use any kind of like music, or do you go to something to remind yourself of sati?
Yes, you can go onto YouTube and find 5 happy songs and
Just
listen to them. Yeah, happy songs. Zippity doo dah, what a wonderful world. Um, uh, I feel good. Da 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 da. Like I know I would
yeah.
now, or maybe Bob Marley.
Uh-huh.
Do 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 do. Don't worry, be happy. Yes, there's a lot of happy music. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Ta-da, everybody saw him light. You know that one. And then the chorus is joy to the world, all the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy for you and me. Okay, those kind of joyful songs. This is what we can pay attention to. And what do we do instead? We listen to heavy metal and hard rock,
I have to note.
rap, gangster rap.
Yeah, I have to note every time I reach this good state, music just automatically appears. Like there's some kind of song that appears,
Well,
and I.
here's the point about that kind of music that I'm talking about is that it's repetitive. It goes over and over and over and over and over again.
Mhm.
Okay? That's what music is all about. It's about cadence, it's about rhythm, it's about repetition. So, if you're playing the same songs, 5 or 10 songs that are really, really happy songs, and you listen to them over and over and over again, the beauty of those songs will start to
Wane
seep
and
in.
yeah,
Yeah, we want to repeat this stuff over and over again. You have the way that I say it. You have literally spent your whole life yappity, 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 talking yourself into feeling bad. Now it's time to start talking yourself into feeling good, and happy music can help you do that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a wake up
Uh-huh. Now, a
mechanism.
lot of Buddhists will go around saying, oh, well, the Buddha had a precept about Nachagita Watida Visukadasana and that Malaganda Vepanadharana. I'm saying the Pali, but anyway,
Mhm.
uh, um, um, Nacha Gita is song and dance. And so
Uh-huh.
everybody kind of thinks that, oh, music is no good. The Buddha said so. What we need to do instead is to investigate because some music is wholesome in certain cases, and a lot of music is unwholesome for a whole lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can find some music, some poetry that makes us feel good. An example of a piece of music that's actually the words itself would be the Ode to Joy, the fifth movement of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Da 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 da.
Oh,
Okay.
uh-huh.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee. Dum 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 dum. Okay, it's just a really beautiful, joyful piece of music.
And then just dance to it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Leela is all about, is dance. Or another way of saying it is life is a game and joy. That it's a non-competitive dance. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
march. A march up 2, 3, 4, we go from here to there. But when we're waltzing, then we can just dance and we're all over the dance floor and we're not interested in getting to that side of the room or this side of the room. We're just all over the place and we're just dancing. But we're watching where we're going and we're not stepping on other toes and we're not getting our own toes stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have to do this up 2, 3, 4, go do what you were told to do. You can have your own music, joyful music.
I'm already planning how to, like, if I when I start feeling bad, how I go around it. And but I recognize this already an unwholesome thought.
Good for you. Good catch. Excellent catch.
And
And when you catch it, look at what you did. You, ah, I caught you. I see that.
yes, I see that.
So this
And
is Dhamma in action right now for you. This is meditation right here, is to have that doubtful, unwholesome question, that critical question come up, and then you caught it right in the middle of it. You didn't even get the thing completely stated. But, aha, I see you.
and put the wholesome thought of being okay.
Just thoughts of joy, thoughts of this is all right, thoughts of everything is okay, thoughts right now is fine. These are wholesome thoughts. And thoughts about, wait a minute, I got to go do this, that, and the other thing. I'll be right back, and then we can have joy. That's ordinary. That's the world.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go get it fixed, and then we can be happy.
Yeah.
And right now, you say, no, I don't need to get it fixed. I'm just can sit here and enjoy the fact that it's broken. And I don't have to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds so ridiculous. I like it.
Okay. Well, let's finish up now. Since you're in Russia, I don't know what time it would be for you at that time, but 10 o'clock on Sunday morning UK time, we're going to have an open Sangha meeting,
Okay.
just like you've already been before on the Friday night ones, but on Sunday morning, which is
Mhm.
actually 4 o'clock Thai time. So it's
Mhm.
probably pretty close to that. I don't know where you are in Russia. I don't know what time zone.
I have an hour or 2 hour difference between Thai time and here. So
Okay. Well,
no.
here it is 2:43, so that means that in your time would be 12:43 in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I know. Okay, you're
Yeah.
2 hours. All
Um.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Earlier. So 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. UK.
No, in the morning. 10 o'clock UK time is
Yeah.
4 here, which would be 2
Or
in the afternoon for you.
um. Okay. And that's on Friday,
Sunday.
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 Okay.
Sunday is the UK.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
Friday night Friday night, which was already Saturday morning for you. So
Yeah.
on 10 a.m. on Saturday morning is 8 a.m. for you, which is
So
a
8
little
a.m.
early. So
Okay.
8 a.m. for you on Saturday morning, a better time would be 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon.
Okay, no, I should be able to join the Sunday one because I'm moving, literally moving to another city now. So
Okay.
it's so I don't have to deal with
I
it.
can imagine that that's what you've got in mind because we've been talking about arranging transportation big time today.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to fix it all. I just have to.
Okay. Well, if you're there, I'll see you. If not,
Oh, I would love to. Yes, yes, I will. I'm
ex-
gonna be planning on this.
okay. Well, we'll see you then.
Thank you very much again for all
Oh,
your.
this has been delightful. You don't have to thank me. I should thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right. Well, I will see you later.
Okay,
Bye.
see you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.